What do you need improvement in?
Just want to go through and win.
What is the purpose of overthinking? You're taking care of your loved one. That's how you can increase your sales.
Hello, everybody. This is Farron.
And this is Caleb Footnoy, and welcome to another episode of Conversations with the Homecare Guyz.
Caleb, man, we have a treat for our audience today, bro.
Oh, yes, we have an amazing person. I want you to introduce this person.
Man, so there's so much I can go through and say about this person. First, I think of you as a disruptor, first of all. And she came in and totally disrupted the real estate industry. So,
Yes,
guys, we
she
have
has.
Camellia Hurt with us today. Camellia, welcome to the show, girl.
Yes, welcome.
Oh, my
Yes,
goodness.
I'm so excited to be here.
Look, finally our schedules actually matched because as
Right.
a busy realtor, like y'all are correcting me, realtor, not realtor. Realtor, she has so many things going on, but we're super excited about having you. Camellia, I want you to first start off telling us a little bit about yourself and how you got into the real estate industry.
Okay.
Let's get it.
We're going in it right now. Let's go in.
Okay, so my name is Camellia Hurt. I'm a real estate professional serving Middle Georgia, Central Georgia, Lake Oconee, Lake Sinclair. My previous career, I was an educator for 6 years. I taught third grade. It was amazing, but I did an amazing job there, and I was ready to move on to something new. Did I answer?
Yeah, you did. and I like that because I think this is great to go through and start because so many people, they go to school for certain career paths. What actually, I guess I start off with a question. What actually triggered that transformation? Did you feel like, okay, well, education, what actually triggered that transformation from going from an educator to a realtor?
So I felt stagnant being in the four walls of the classroom. Initially, going through high school, I always wanted to be a third grade teacher.
Okay.
I wanted to go inside of a classroom, kick my shoes off, and have structured chaos.
Exactly.
However, when I got into the classroom, it was not that way.
Oh my goodness.
So over the years, like year 2, 3, 4, I started feeling like not satisfied. I was doing a good job for the students.
Correct.
I was teaching. I was impacting lives.
Right.
However, I needed more for me. So around year 3, I can't remember what year it was. I reached out to Caleb actually on Facebook because I saw he was in real estate.
Okay.
I was, yeah.
And and he gave me a little bit of information, but then I kind of just put it in the back of my mind. I said, no, I'm gonna stay where I am. Well, around year 5, I said, nope. I've been thinking about real estate for about 2 or 3 years. I'm just going for this. And I did. I continued to work because I felt like I needed to transition smoothly. I did not want to go from being a W-2 employee, 9 to 5, to a straight 1099. I felt like I needed like a clear path for me. So got licensed. The pandemic happened around March 2 years ago. And I started virtually teaching the kids from home. At this point, I had my license, and I said, you know what? I'm about to join a brokerage. I'm going to do both. I initially went with Co-op Banker, and wonderful broker, just wasn't the place for me.
Correct.
So the school year came to an end. I ended up joining Exit Realty Lake Country. Wonderful place for me. I fit in perfectly. Wow. So I decided I'm not going back into the classroom. Like, I'm done. I'm about to step out on faith and just go. I had saved. I knew that I was on a 13-month contract with the school, so I would be paid up until September.
Exactly.
So I will say, anybody looking to switch careers, make sure you have a clear path, because in the world of entrepreneurship, you don't get paid until you make a sale, close a deal. So that was kind of my clear path.
I like how you planned it out. And it's so many people have transitioned careers or directions, especially during the COVID crisis or pandemic that we had as well. And I like how you planned everything out perfectly. You knew where you were. You knew that your time was coming up in the education field. You knew that you knew your contract. You knew that you needed to invest in yourself prior to taking that leap. You did the work. You did the work to go through and make that transition more smooth as well. So when you first got in, like when you first took that first day full time, tell me about that day. Tell me about when that contract ended. Like, what frame of mind were you in during that time frame?
Like, okay, I remember being at the office in my little cubicle, and I said, where do I start? Because I realized that in the world of real estate, you literally have to go out and find your business. You have to show people that you can be of value to them.
That's right.
Because just because you have your license, people are not going to just come to you. I want to buy a house. I want to sell my house. So I realized that I needed some coaching.
Wow. Wow.
Because I said to myself, no great person doesn't have a coach.
You know, I want to dabble in that because, Camille, that's amazing. Because the first thing is, especially when you get into a new career, most people, well, in real estate, back in the day when I was in it, it was like, here's your desk, here's your phone, you're on your own.
Yep.
And you have to figure it out. And so for you to say, you know, in order for me to really excel into the real estate market, I need a coach. And we know that Michael Jordan, even some of the greatest athletes, Serena Williams, Michael Jordan, Oprah, all these people have coaches. And so what actually made you say, you know what, hold on, I need to get me a good coach? What frame of mind, what triggered that? Yeah.
So I didn't know where to find business.
Okay.
I had reached out to my personal sphere, but I mean, you don't want to sell to your personal sphere. You want them to help you get business.
Correct.
So I didn't feel comfortable calling saying, hey, you want to sell your house? You want to buy a house? So I said to myself, okay, Millie, you have my nickname. Millie, you have been an educator. You have been impacting lives. I was a coach to a drill team, team at Lakeview Academy. So I said, okay, what do you need so you can get going? Right. And I said, coach, you need a coach.
Wow.
So at that point, I started doing some research. I found a wonderful coach who, her name is Jan Copeland out of Virginia.
Oh, nice.
I coached with her for about 6 months. And I learned a lot from her. It was just very expensive. Wow. I was blowing through my savings.
Correct.
So I did 6 months and I was like, all right, Jan, this was awesome, but I'll be back when I make some money.
Right.
It was like $900 a month. I'm not even, I mean, it was expensive.
It was worth it.
It was worth every penny. So what I did was I took those 6 months and I literally implemented everything I learned from her. And when I did that, I realized, because when I was going through the coaching, I was just kind of, doing the Monday calls with her and stuff. And then I finally said, all right, Millie, you know what? This business is not going to come to you.
Correct.
Implement the stuff the coach is teaching you.
Wow.
You paying this money. So I buckled down. I started implementing. I started marketing. I started reaching out to my personal sphere again.
Yes.
I started going out showing homes to myself. Like sometimes I didn't even have a client. I would get my phone. All right, y'all, I'm showing 123 ABC Street today. Come along with me.
You better.
But guess what?
Right.
I was showing it to me.
Exactly.
I was learning how to get in those doors, learning about square footage, what this feels like, what that feels like. I was out working, but nobody else knew that it was just me on the other end of it.
Let me stop right there. Let me stop right there. That's powerful right there. And if you learn that from your coach, that's amazing, because most people feel like, if I don't have business, I don't need to go out and show. You're learning every single day. And that's one thing I like about when I initially saw you do some lives, I'm like, okay, she got it. She got it. She got it. She understands, how to go in there and how to get people connected. Yeah. And that's one thing. One thing I like about you, Camellia, is your connection, your level of connection on social media. It seems like you're so authentic that people just say, when you say, just give me a call, it make you want to just call you right then, and so I like your level of connection. Talk about your first deal. Like, what was your, were you scared? Were you nervous? Were you afraid? Tell me about your first deal.
Okay. My first deal was actually.
Or your first closing or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So my first closing was a double N. So while I was trying to get business, let me back up 1 second, with Jan Copeland, she was teaching me these strategies. I said, you know what? I'm going to sign up as a Zillow agent because I got to figure out how to get some quality leads in.
Correct.
Well, I don't recommend Zillow to anyone. Did it for 2 years. Only closed one deal.
Wow.
So what happened? Well, no, that's till I closed 2. So my very first lead came to me in like June or July. But it took months to close this lead. That was my first one, but it was a good one because that family owns a local heating and air company. And I sold their house, helped them buy another house. So I sold their house for $185,000. I was on the selling side of that deal. And then I found them a house that was almost $500,000. And so those were my first 2 deals.
Wow.
It was a double N.
Wow.
And I have gotten so much referral business from them because I was so patient. I listened to them. I found them what they wanted. I can remember the husband saying to me, the first house we went to see, he said, Camellia, thank you for not selling me. Thank you for listening to my wants and my needs. He said, this is not the one, but when we're ready, I promise you, we're gonna come back to you. I said, okay. So what I did was I set them up on a little email drip, and properties were coming to him daily. Well, about 3 months later, his wife called me and said, Camellia, this brick home you sent me, I think this is it. And we went to see it. She said, put my house on the market.
Wow.
And I was like, oh my God, my first listing.
Here it comes. Here it comes.
Yes.
Business doesn't start off the jump.
Okay.
Like I said, I had been licensed since like March.
So that was your first listing.
This was my first listing, first sale, first everything.
So
It was like,
it's 4 months after September.
Yeah.
September, so July, August, like so.
Yeah, somewhere in there, August, September. And I was like, oh my God. So I was so excited. Y'all was pumped up. And what I did was I got with one of the agents who was already doing really good in the community. I had him go with me to the listing appointment.
Okay.
So we could price the property. He could kind of show me what needed to be done. And then, because I'm not afraid to ask people for help. I'm like,
Come on.
Come on.
I love that.
Another key point.
Yeah.
Another key point. Yeah. Amazing.
I took him with me.
Yeah.
And we priced it. That house sold in like a day. He actually had a buyer for it, so it worked out perfectly. But yeah, so my first deal, it took a few months to happen, but it happened. I was very nervous, but I was also, let me tell y'all what was the shocker though.
What?
Hey you, are you taking care of a disabled loved one in your home? My name is Britisha Colvin, and I'm a health coach with Prime Care Homecare. For the past few years, we've been helping families make lasting memories with their disabled loved ones by helping them get paid to take care of them. If you're interested in learning how, please give me a call at 229-349-5763. At the closing table, I didn't really understand how to calculate my commission. Right? I got those checks. I got my first check, and I said, "Oh my God!" But I didn't want to show them.
Come on, teacher.
Then when I closed on the next $500,000, I said,
"Oh my
So I had no idea what type of treat I was in for. Didn't realize the new career I had chosen, the power behind it.
Yes.
Wow.
Like, I was kind of searching for happiness and freedom, transitioning out of those four walls in the classroom, right?
Right.
But then when I got into real estate, I realized, man, this is so much more than I even thought. Because I was just looking for a little bit more freedom.
Exactly.
Freedom of time, freedom for me.
Yes.
But when I saw that, I was like, woo. It took a few months, but I was like, okay, God, it's so good.
Yeah.
Let's go. I can do
Let's
this.
get it. I want to go through because it takes a level of patience that you have in relationships. Kind of talk about how important patience have been on your journey and also building relationships with people as well. Because just like you said, you didn't come in trying to sell that person at home. You realize that if they're going to buy a home, when the right one comes, they're going to buy it.
Yep.
And the relationship that you built with them made his wife come back and say, you know what, hey, Camellia, I want to do business with you. So tell us like the importance of relationships and patience as well.
So in this business that I'm in, world of real estate, I love referrals. Referrals are my favorite, right? So I did such a good job for them. I have received so many referrals just from that family right there, y'all. Like I said, they own a local air conditioning company. They send me anybody who's thinking of selling, buying, they send them to me. And same with me, I reciprocate it and send my business
relationships.
So, yes, being patient is so important in the world of real estate because you cannot sell people. You truly are a matchmaker in the world of real estate. You're matching people with their forever home, some of them with a property, a second home. So you have to listen. You got to be patient because you gotta find what they're looking for and really help them. Help them. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I guess help them
along the process. Because and I think the relationship part comes in is because like as an educator, you're helping students learn. Real estate is a whole different language. Like you can be successful in business, successful in a career, but when it comes to the home buying process, I know I stand as a student. I look for a realtor that comes in and say, hey, Ferris, it's not going to be as difficult as you think it's going to be. Yep. I'm here to guide you through the process. If we can do this, and this, A, B, and C, we can get you into that new home. We can get you that second home. And I think that's one thing is your patience, that you really exemplified that right there. It's a beautiful connection that you make as well.
Well, thank you. I am a very patient person. And I will say I learned those skills from being in the classroom. People say all the time, I can tell you were a teacher. You're patient. You're organized. You're detailed.
Right.
Things like that.
And especially in the world of real estate, most people don't want a fast talking salesperson.
Correct.
Yeah. They don't want somebody just signing it out line. And believe it or not, knowing real estate and people people in Atlanta, they just want you to sign the line. They don't. They don't tell you about a disclosure or anything like that. So tell me about your process. Like if someone is interested in buying a home, do you sit with them and do you discuss forms? Like, tell me about that process. What do you do?
Absolutely. So if someone contacts me, hey, Camellia, I'm thinking of purchasing. I say, okay, let's schedule a buyer consultation.
Okay.
We start there. So it's a little bit different on the selling side and the buying side. Okay. On the buying side, we're going to do a buyer consultation. That typically takes about 15, 20 minutes. Okay. That's where I'm going to ask them questions. You know, what does your dream home look like? Are you currently leasing? Are you currently tied into a mortgage? So I can kind of figure out what path we need to take to get them to this new home.
Correct.
Right. So we start with a buyer consultation. From there, sometimes I have to match them with the lender if they're not a cash buyer. Correct. I always say that that buyer consultation is going to tell us if we'll be able to work for each other. Because what I found is that not everybody can work together.
Ooh.
Yes.
And it's okay.
You better say that. You better say that.
It's totally okay.
You better say that.
It's okay. I might not be that person for you, and you might not be that person for me. But I always start that process with a buyer consultation. On the selling side, I always start with the listing intake.
Got it.
So I need.
Well, I want to get back on the buyer side real quick. So in the event that someone is interested in purchasing a home, you do a buyer consultation first, yes. All right, and you build a relationship, and you see, you know, if you all would be a great working, it would be a great working relationship. Now, when it comes down to writing an offer, like, do you kind of discuss some of those forms, because those forms could be like really, really hard to understand. So what is that process looking like with those forms? Because they can be really difficult.
So after we do that buyer consultation, we might have to go ahead and get them pre-approved with the mortgage lender. I honestly like for people to start with the realtor, because the realtor can match them with the lender who can best service them. Ooh. And you know that from being in real estate, different lenders offer different things.
Correct.
So when you come to me first and I do that consultation with you and you tell me your situation, or where you work,
or your credit score,
I know who to match you with. Right. If you need down payment assistance, I know that one of the local mortgage companies has a Home 100 program. It'll pay all your down payment. I know that if I just know how to match you. Right. So from that point, I'm gonna set you up on an email drip, start dripping properties from that you told me you were looking for when we did that buyer consult. And then we find your dream home, say, okay, get ready to submit an offer. What I would do is definitely go over the form with you, the contract with you. So I do an offer overview is what I call it, because on the very first page of a purchase and sale is about 8 pages long. On the very first page is where we fill in the details of the property, the legal description, the purchase price, the closing cost, the closing attorney, all those things. Right. I absolutely go over every single line with you so you understand. And from the very beginning, I tell you during that buyer consult, if you have any questions, no matter what it is, I want you to feel comfortable enough to ask me, which is why we have the buyer consultation, because at that point, I'm building that relationship.
That is perfect.
And I don't work with lenders who don't also work like me. So I want lenders who are gonna have that same energy, be helpful. Yeah. Not looking at people like another, number.
A number. Yeah.
So I work with people who match me. So that's why when they start with me, I kind of say, okay, you need to go with this person. Exactly. You need to go with this person. And that works. That works very well.
I love it.
You really have a coach's heart, and it, because buying a home is sometimes can be a big. It's a big deal for anybody buying a home, but I think what you're doing is slowing it down enough to coach people because sometimes people just want to sign on the dotted line. You want to explain and educate, because now if you have an educated home buyer, that's different from someone who just want to go through and buy, because now down the line, they'll refer their friends and their friends' friends instead of saying, oh my, she just sold me a home and I forgot her name.
Because of the experience. And I realize, Camille, I see that Sell It Millie all the time on Instagram. and what I see is like, you are really a resource person. Like you're not only a matchmaker, but you provide the education and resources. And I think that's one thing that's missing in the real estate field.
Caleb, you know what I tell people?
What?
I went from educating the little people to the big people.
Exactly.
I love it. That's right.
That's enough said. Part of my heart.
Right.
Oh,
I love it. Well, I want to talk. See, I'm in their real estate. So now tell me about this. Now, give us a few tips. Okay. If someone is ready to list their home, Camille, give us a few tips that you would say, this is what you need to know to get your home ready for sale.
Okay. So the very first thing we need to do is declutter. We need to depersonalize. We need to declutter, depersonalize, and we need to deep clean.
When you mean depersonalize, what do you mean by that?
Take down personal pictures.
Okay, gotcha.
Take down anything that shows who you are as a person.
Okay.
Because when people come into a home, buyers, you want them to walk in and you want their home to say, welcome home.
Exactly.
Right.
So you want a very clean, inviting, warming, welcoming space. Because not everybody likes what you like, you know?
Right.
And when we're trying to sell, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to create an atmosphere so when those buyers walk in, it just says, welcome home.
Oh.
Yep.
And with that, because I think decluttering, that's something that people can do. Clean up, declutter, and unpersonalized things. I think that's so important because, just like I said, when somebody walk in, I want to see myself in the house. I don't want to see like, okay, that's what you did and all this. I want to go through and be able to walk in and say, oh, this is my family room.
And when I say deep clean, y'all, and declutter, I mean nothing is off limits to a buyer.
Correct. Right.
When my buyers walk in the house, I say, look, you can look in cabinets, cupboards, closets, whatever you want to do. You're thinking of buying this home.
Yes.
So I tell my sellers the same thing. Nothing is off limit to buyers. When they come in, they're going to look behind doors. They're going to open cabinets and cupboards and closets, organize, clean, declutter. And, you know, so we can have a very inviting atmosphere.
Exactly.
Right.
So for any seller, I guess they need to invest in that right there and have a professional service come in and clean because everyone doesn't clean the same standard and way as well.
Yep. Pressure washing your property, curb appeal is super important.
Oh, tell us about that.
Yes, you know, people will drive by a property to see if they're interested in going inside of it. So curb appeal is very important. A lot of times, even before they schedule an appointment, buyers, they'll do a drive by the neighborhood, see if they like the surroundings, see if they even like the yard.
Right.
Curb appeal is very important.
So the outside of the home is even more important than the inside because in order to get them inside, they have to look at the outside.
Yes.
That sounds like a plan.
Pressure washing, soft washing the roof, pressure washing the driveway, you know, some of those things.
Do those things, do they kind of increase, not value per se, but have you seen it where a person may have said, I'm going to list my property for $200,000, but they went through and cleaned, decluttered, put some paint on the wall, etc. Have they been able to list a little bit more just because they went through and actually did the work?
Well, absolutely. Now, those things don't add value.
Correct.
I will be clear about that. However, what I like to tell people is if we're pricing here, we got to show these people that we got some value to give to them for this price.
Right.
So a lot of times in this market, we want to try to get multiple offers because as a listing agent, I'm going to get my sellers the price right about what they want or a little bit below so that we can bring those buyers in and possibly use that strategy to get in multiple offers.
I like that.
So yes, absolutely. It's very important when you're listing your home, how it looks on the outside and the inside.
And to list with the right real estate professional.
Oh, that is very important too, because professional photography, that's another thing. Not all realtors provide that service. That's a cost up front that, you know, realtors take on. And so professional photography is very important too.
Right.
Have you seen over this COVID crisis? I've seen so many home buyers get into homes because the mortgage rates have been extremely low. Right. People been refinancing, but definitely getting into new homes as well. How has the real estate industry been for you over the last couple years since COVID has happened? Have you been able to help a lot of families get into homes? Or
absolutely. So let's go back to last year.
Okay.
So last year, my goal was to serve 48 families.
Wow.
And I served 43 families.
Ooh,
that's amazing. That's amazing.
Yes. I celebrated that. Yes. That's a lot of people.
43 new homeowners.
43 lives that were changed.
But listen, it's not only, I don't want you to look at, well, I wouldn't look at as just the one individual. Because these families they're married, they have kids and this relationships. And so you have helped generations.
Oh, man, yes.
If you look at the impact that you're doing. So look at that impact.
Awesome.
So 43 families. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, man, that's awesome. So last year, it was 43 families. I did $6.3 million in volume.
Oh my God.
And I know this market in Baldwin County, these surrounding areas, Lake Sinclair, Lake Oconee Market, I'm still learning.
Yes.
But one thing about me, if I ask God to increase my territory, and so I'm learning these markets and what's required of me, because the market's so different from, like, let's say, Caleb, you were like in Metro Atlanta,
right,
in those areas. So the market's totally different in these small communities.
Yes.
Totally different.
Yes.
And man, I have had to like put my boots on the ground and work in this market.
Literally.
Yeah, I have. But for me, over last year, it was amazing because my first full year, I was able to serve 43 families, 6.3 million in volume. This year, I'm already halfway there, and it's the first quarter. So I've already done about 3.1, 3.2. So.
Wow, I love it.
Yes.
And I want to go through because I think it's our goal to go through and make sure we have our unsung heroes get into homes. And I know we talked a little bit about this new program that you're affiliated with, Homes for Heroes.
Yes.
And this is an important program. Are educators included in that?
Yes. So, yes.
And because I want to go through and kind of take us back, because I remember our mom was an educator. She taught for 30 plus years as a single parent and living on a fixed income. And I can distinctly remember when we moved to Carrington Woods. That was like one of the proudest moments of my mom's life, being able to get her family out of a rental property into a home that we called our home. We moved in there. I remember the first night we laid on the floor.
Oh, it was so comfortable. That was the most comfortable. Listen, we thought we was in the Taj Mahal at the Carrington Woods.
And because it felt so out of reach because of our circumstances, but we had the right realtor, it was just a right opportunity.
It makes a difference.
And one thing that I want to celebrate what you're doing is you're bringing these heroes home. So I would like for you to go through and kind of explain the Homes for Heroes program so our audience can see themselves in their homes as well.
Okay. So Homes for Heroes is a incentive program for our community heroes. Those heroes include teachers, firemen, EMS workers, police officers, people in the medical world, so doctors, nurses, which is why to be perfect for your prime care
family. Yeah, exactly.
Yes. So it's an incentive program where if one of those heroes in those category closes with the Homes for Heroes affiliate, they'll receive a monetary incentive. Wow. So that means after they close on their home or at the closing table, they're going to get a check as a thank you for being a community hero.
Wow.
No red tape. So you get $700 per 100,000. And for example, if you close on a $200,000 home, I use that number because that is a very common price point in this community.
Correct.
You'll get a check back as a thank you for $1,400.
Wow.
Yep. So it's amazing. And then that's on the real estate side. On the lender side, if you use the Homes for Heroes lender affiliate, you'll get your appraisal done free, which is about $550, and you will receive 1% towards closing costs down payment. So let's take that $200,000 number again. 1% of that is $2,000 towards your closing costs down payment.
Wow.
That's amazing.
That's amazing.
Right there, you have $2,000, you got $500, and you got $1,400.
Come on.
Just for being a hero.
Just for being a hero.
Wow.
Like y'all, you heard it first right here at the Homecare Guyz right here, and from Camille. So that's a great program.
That is an amazing program. So when I first got
is that just for locally or is for the whole state of Georgia?
So there are different agents, affiliate agents in the whole state of Georgia.
Okay.
Not everybody is a part of this program. But you can go on the website depending on your area, or you can get with me and
just get in contact with her.
But let me ask you a question, Camille. If we have some nurses and caregivers and stuff like that in Atlanta, could they use you for service? Okay.
Absolutely. And y'all, it's an amazing program. When I first got into real estate, coming from the world of education, I said, there are no programs for teachers.
Wow.
I was shocked because that was my sphere. I was helping educators sell, buy. So I'm like, this is insanity. So, I started.
So we've been in the classroom for 30 years and all, and nothing. No, listen.
I was not happy about it. So that's kind of how I discovered Homes for Heroes. Just searching Google, looking for hero programs or something for teachers. And then I realized, oh my God, this service is all community heroes and they all deserve this. So I brought it to the community, and I have been trying to educate people and teach people about it because, y'all, it's free money. It's just here you go. Thank you for your service.
Won't you tell us about the experience? I know you probably have helped several heroes, and when they receive that cash back, what are they thinking? What are they like? Are they shocked? What are some of the thoughts about that?
Yes, I can remember the first time I brought out the big check because, I love to celebrate. So, I'm going to go big. I bought the big check and I brought it to the closing. And I remember my very first hero. She's a nurse practitioner, a local nurse practitioner. She said, oh my God. And I was like, well, this is what you'll be getting. And she was like, okay. She was like, thank you, Camellia. Yes.
And that's amazing because my thing is, $1,500, $2,000, whatever it is, when you're going into a new home, that's furniture, that's first month mortgage, that's gas, that's utilities.
Yes.
If you're a hero, this is really a benefit. And that's one thing I'm going to encourage individuals who are heroes in our community. Make sure you reach out to community, because it's so important to go through and get into that home. But who doesn't want to check? I don't care how much money you're making.
Thank you.
Exactly. Well, now I want to kind of turn the tables a little bit, because I know that this market has been a very competitive market.
Yes.
It has been, I hear multiple offers and things of that sort. So, Camellia, how do you help those individuals that are coming in, those buyers that are ready to buy, and you know that there's multiple offers on this home? Like, what are some advantages of the reason why they should utilize you when it comes down to these multiple offer situations?
Well, I'm very efficient and quick.
Okay.
You got to have somebody who's quick, meaning if the home hits the market today and you can't get out to see it, I can. I'll go and I'll do a video tour for you.
Gotcha.
And so I'm very quick.
Smart.
And you have to be in this market, because day one, it could have multiple offers depending on the price point.
Correct.
Right.
Some price points are very common. So in our market, for example, let's take Baldwin County.
Right.
All right. A very, very competitive price point is between $160,000 and $220,000.
Okay.
You got a lot of buyers right there looking, because of the fields of work we have in our community and the amount of money they make, right?
Right.
So like a teacher, $35,000, $40,000 a year, right?
Correct.
So that would be their sweet spot, about
Correct.
$220,000
Right.
if they're on a mortgage alone.
Gotcha.
So another thing I do, if I can't find a house on the market, say we've been looking for maybe 2 months and we have been getting beat out, one thing I do is I'll start looking at expireds and I'll start looking at off-market properties.
Ooh.
And I have had some success from knocking on a door.
Wow. Oh my.
I
Yeah.
got a buyer. Are you interested in selling? Do you have any interest in selling? Yes, I have had success that way.
I love that, whatever it takes.
Oh, yes.
It's very rare to find people, because a lot of times people in your position, they sit behind a desk and wait for those leads to come in. You're like, if I got to put, I see you on Facebook one time, you had your boots on a new construction project. Like, you were like, let's get in the mud. Let's find this property for this person.
Y'all, people think sometimes it's so easy because they see the pictures you post or the videos you do. But I'll tell you, I get up at 5 a.m. and sometimes I go to bed at 11, 12 at night.
Right.
Wow.
Yes. So it to go back to your questioning though about just like the competitiveness with the multiple offers.
Right.
One of my clients, we put in 7 offers and the 8th offer was accepted, y'all. And it was just because we were getting beat out with cash.
Wow.
Cash is king.
Yeah.
And
Cash is a quick close, huh?
cash is a quick close.
Right.
You can close in 10, 12 days.
Right.
You just got to give the attorney time to do the title search.
Exactly.
Do that work.
Right.
But I found her that property off market by knocking on the door. And that's what happened.
I love your resilience.
Yes. So you should use me because I'm quick and I'm going to get you to the finish line.
Exactly.
No matter what it takes. And you do have to keep those buyers motivated as well, checking in daily.
Yes.
You know.
Right. That sounds like a plan.
Oh my goodness, girl. Well, first of all, I can't. This has been an amazing interview thus far. We're going to actually carry this conversation to the after show, because we want to go through and get some more.
Is that the party?
That's the party right there.
To the after show. I
We
love
really
it.
want to go through and hear about how you balance life, like real estate life and family. We want to go through and actually see where you're going to be.
That's a whole nother podcast right there.
Because I know this is just the beginning. Just like this is the Facebook picture. This is the Instagram picture where we see the perfect picture and everything, but we know that it's been work behind the scenes.
Exactly.
Oh, man,
Intentional work that you've been putting in as well. So that's what we're going to be talking about on the after show.
That sounds like a plan. So Camellia, I want you if you could look in this camera here, and I want you to just kind of give a final thought, maybe to a buyer or a seller that's in the market and saying, well, I don't know if this is the right time. And what is something that you can really kind of encourage them to let them know, like, hey, this is the right time to either sell, this is the right time to buy, and then give them your contact information as well as your social media handles.
Okay. Yeah, that's a whole lot.
All of it.
All of it.
Okay. So it's always a good time to buy real estate. I will say, I know that a lot of people are saying, well, prices are high. Well, interest rates are low still. Not as low as they were when the pandemic set in, but they're still low. It's a balance. It's always a good time to buy real estate. You should definitely give me a call. Let's weigh the options out. Let's talk about your current living situation, and we can go from there. One thing about me, I'm going to dive in with you, help you figure out the best plan, and get you to the finish line. So my name is Camellia Hurt. You can find me on Facebook. My Instagram is Camellia_Hurt1. And
phone number.
It was great to be here. Oh, my phone number. That's important. My phone number is 478-251-1910. Give me a call. I would love to chat with you. I would love to be of service to you. And I can't wait to help you get in a home or sell your home.
Well, there you have it. There you have it. Well, that's another great episode with Conversation with Homecare Guyz. Camellia, it was a great to have you here as one of our guests on the show. And we put out our videos every Tuesdays and Thursdays. And so I would love for you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, as well as go to Spotify, click that follow button, and you will be aware of all of our videos and our podcast that come out every Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Exactly. And I want to again encourage you all, if home ownership is in reach, it's closer than you know it. And I want you to go there and reach out to Camellia. Camellia. I'm just screwing you.
Camellia.
Millie. Reach out to Millie.
We can say Millie.
Her information is going to be in the show notes as well. Make sure you go through and click on it, like, and let her know that you found out about her through the Homecare Guyz podcast as well. And again, thank you so much for being a guest on our show.
So happy to be here, y'all.
Tune in to the after show. It's about to go down in the after show. All right. Thank y'all so much.
Stay safe.